Welcome back to Greener Path Retirement Planning. Moshe Aronov here with the latest addition to our family, which is part of my family, Revital Aronov. Hello.
Thank you so much for having me here, Dad.
Thanks. Okay, so today we want to speak about what made you decide to come and join Greener Path Retirement Planning?
Great question. I get this all the time nowadays. So my background was originally in medicine and medical. Then I worked in a hospital for a few years during COVID. And with that, I eventually moved on to pharmaceutical and research and development. But the one thing I noticed was no one really understood their finances. It was a form that you got when you first signed up for your job, which was to create your 401k account or your 403b account if you're in healthcare. And you would just have to invest part of your salary every couple of weeks, whenever your paychecks was, and just figure out something a little bit later down the line what it meant. And so with that, everyone would ask me to ask you what it meant. And I thought I should be able to explain this to people. And it's just another way to help people retire and move forward with their life. So after a few years of hearing how great this company is and how great Florida is especially, I thought I would join you and see how I could help people move forward with their lives.
Awesome. Well, welcome aboard again.
Thank you.
And one important is that you are a
I'm a Gen Z.
Gen Z, everyone. You heard that?
Not a millennial.
Not a millennial, but a Gen Z. I get repeated that more and more.
Yes.
And that's important because they have their own language. They see the world a little bit differently than people like me, which is Gen X, right?
Yes.
I'm learning, people. I am learning.
Every day.
Gen X is very different. As a matter of fact, we're going to discuss how old you are. How old are you now?
I'm 25 years young.
Excellent. In the last 25 years, the S&P 500, the Standard & Poor's, about 80% of the companies have changed in the S&P 500. Things come and go. Back in the days, companies went public and they stayed public and they were relevant for a long time. Now, things are starting to change so quickly that we need fresh minds, fresh ideas, and different ways of looking at investments. Things that were around my time don't even exist nowadays. Little things, the rotary phone. Who has that nowadays? What is that?
A CD, I think you had a cassette back in the day.
This is true. We did have those things. It is a rumor, but we did have that. Even the companies who have not evolved in the last 5, 10, 15 years. A great example, we talk about this with our clients. 2 companies. One was Netflix,
yes,
and one is Blockbuster. 2 good companies. One evolved into modern age and is now one of the biggest S&P 500 companies, and the other one is no longer around. You need to be evolving all the time with fresh ideas. Gen Z is the generation that's going to be giving us the new ideas going forward. This is why I am excited to have my daughter coming into Greener Path Retirement Planning. Tell me, your friends who have worked with you, what are some of the questions you are receiving from them?
Basic questions all the way up to very nitpicky ones for some that even are in the military or looking to transition into a personal retirement account. But the most basic ones are simple. What is a 401k? What is a 403b? What are these basic retirement accounts that are offered to them right when they start their employment?
These are really, really good questions, and most probably they're asking themselves, why should I invest now? Why don't I just wait later on when I'm more financially stable?
Right, that's a big one.
Yeah.
And why don't you invest when you have a little bit more disposable income?
Right.
Moshe, tell us why, please.
Well, first of all, no one ever has disposable income. We'll always find a way to dispose of that income before it becomes and goes into our savings. Yes. And that is the number one reason you want to start investing as soon as possible. Compound interest is the greatest thing out there. If you invest $7,000 starting at age 25 for the next 10 years until the age of 35, and then do nothing, that money, if it's invested in a vehicle that's giving you around 8-9%, like the S&P 500 over the last 20, 30, 40 years,
Correct.
that money should be over $800,000. Wow. So that $70,000 investment should grow up to that very large amount. Not because someone is a genius, not because you're picking the right companies, a general broad investment because of compound return. Over time, it grows much faster. to double the money, to triple the money. It takes a shorter amount once you get to the bigger and bigger numbers. So with that said, the sooner you start in a 401k, and especially if the company is matching that.
Yes, big important part.
Yes, it gets you to that goal even quicker. So with that said, let's talk about what a retirement account in general is. You want to talk about what a Roth IRA is or a Roth 401k?
Sure thing. So everyone should know every single family in this country has one common family member. His name is Uncle Sam. The big difference between a Roth and a traditional retirement account is Uncle Sam is very nice. He'll ask you, would you like to pay me now or later? With a Roth, you can have a payment now, which means any money you put into it, that is money that has already been taxed as your income. So any money that you put into that account is now growing tax-free. With a traditional, this is when Uncle Sam says, pay me a little bit later when you take the money out. And that is a tax-deferred account. These 401ks, if it's a traditional one, are usually tax-deferred versus a Roth account, which you are taxed on now and that can grow tax-free.
Excellent. That's a great way of looking at it.
So retirement, I hear, is not only about the money, but it's also about the social aspect of it. Because once you retire, you have a lot of time on your hands. How does Greener Path help with all that?
Fantastic. So we always say that you need two things for retirement. Number one, we could definitely help you, which is to get you there financially ready. Number two, you have to be set, which is be mentally ready to retire, to walk away from that 40 or 50 hour work week. Mentally, you have to be prepared. Here at Greener Path, we are starting to help you out with that. And how do we do it?
You have your very large foodies group that you were involved with has over 500 members at this point.
Yep.
You take a lot of weekends to do it. I get to join sometimes.
Yep.
You have a bunch of different ages involved, and it's really just going out to different restaurants, meeting new people. And I feel like that's a great way of making sure that you have a strong network, especially of your age group, around you at all times, really.
Right. A lot of our clients, friends, and acquaintances that are not living in Florida yet and are moving down here, they're a little bit nervous because they're saying, well, we don't know a local electrician, or we don't know a local real estate agent, we don't know a local restaurant. That's what we here at Greener Path. We also have a great social network to help out on any of those needs. If you need someone in publishing, if you need a plumber, if you need someone even to make baking goods or a party, we have great connections for those also. So don't look at us just for financial advice, which we definitely can give you, but we also have some great connections for attorneys. One of the things that is going to be important, especially when you retire, is my estate well planned out. We have some fantastic estate attorneys that we work with. Hey, I also want to make sure before I move out there, I want to get a prenup. We have some great family law attorneys, prenup, post-nup, or if somebody's going through a transition in their family. So we have great attorneys that we work with also. Other things that we also do is great insurance people, car insurance, real estate insurance. All of these things can be helped out with some of the contacts that we have. Fort Lauderdale, Boca Raton, all the Tri-County basically.
The whole area.
The entire area. You've been starting to meet some of the networking groups that I belong to. So this is what Greener Path is about. It's not just your financial plan, but it's also the second part of retirement, the social aspect of it. Ladies and gentlemen, everyone who's looking at this video, you have a lot of options out there. We can show you a little bit more conservative way of investing, a little bit more aggressive, but all at the end of the day, we will do it what's right for you, taking your risk tolerance into consideration, taking your age into consideration, your income needs, the family, including the family member that Revital just mentioned, Uncle Sam, that's taxes. So let's sit down and discuss what is perfect for you and what is the right path that you need to get on. Because remember,
life is always better with financial freedom.
Thank you.